Hello students, in today's class we are going to learn about the last element of the marketing mix, that is promotion mix or promotion of sales. As we know that every company, firm, seller, they wants to reach and satisfy the maximum number of customers by which they can earn the fair rate of return on their investment. And that is the reason every marketer is making direct as well as indirect efforts to maximize the company's sales. So now let us understand how promotion mix will help the organization to maximize their sales. But before that, let us understand what is promotion mix or promotion of sales. Promotion is a mixture or blending of some communication techniques with which seller is persuading the present and potential customers. Okay, so basically promotion is what? Promotion is a mixture of some communication techniques. With the help of these communication techniques, they can pass the message to the customers and they make sure that they persuade the present and potential customers. So promotion refers to overall activities undertaken by the organization or by the company to push its sales, that is to increase the sales of the organization. They undertake many activities, and that those overall activities undertaken by the organization or by the company is called as what? Promotion. There are different elements in the promotion mix. The first one is advertising, second one personal selling, third one sales promotion, fourth one public relations, and the last one is publicity. Okay, so these are the important elements of promotion mix. The main aim of promotion mix is to induce the customers by which they can purchase the goods and services repeatedly. Okay, and it can be achieved only through an effective and well devised communication system. And that is the reason company has to give more focus on proper communication system, because it should be noted that all components of the promotion mix are rotating around the communication, then only flow of communication will be proper. This communication process is continuous. Okay, so whatever communication process happens in the promotion, it is a continuous process, and it flows from company to the distributors and distributors to the customers. So the flow of communication from the company to the distributors, from distributors to the customers. So there has to be a proper direction, proper flow of communication, then only the promotion mix going to be a effective promotion mix by which company can increase their profit, company can maximize their sales. So now let us understand how all these elements will help the organization to make a proper promotion mix. The first one is advertising. Now what is advertising? The word advertising is derived from the Latin word adverto. Okay, here ad means towards and verto means item. So thus advertising means to turn the attention towards a specific thing. Okay, what is the meaning of advertising? Advertising means to turn the attention towards a specific thing is called as what? Advertising. And the dictionary meaning of advertising is to announce publicly or to give public notice. Okay, so what do you mean by advertising? Advertising means to announce publicly or to give public notice is called as what? Advertising. And therefore advertising is drawing and turning the attention of the target customers towards the products, services, ideas, etc. Okay, so advertising is what? Advertising is drawing and turning the attention of the target customers towards the products and services, the ideas, is called as what? Advertising. Advertising basically a communication between a sponsoring organization and receiving of the message. And it is a mass communication medium, that is here the messages are given in a mass media. So that is why it is called as mass communication medium, and it is a non-personal persuasion and one-way communication. So there will be no interaction between the seller and the customer. So it is a one-way communication from the seller in the form of advertisement. So let us understand the advertising with the help of definition given by American Marketing Association. According to American Marketing Association, advertising has been defined as any paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of goods, services or ideas by an identified sponsor is called as what? Advertising. Okay. Advertising is a paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion about the goods, services or ideas by an identified sponsor, and as I said, here the messages are given in the mass media about the seller as well as the products. Here one more definition is given. According to Mason and Rath, advertising is a salesmanship without a personal salesman. Okay, what is advertising? Advertising is a salesmanship without a personal salesman is called as advertising. Okay, now let us understand why we need to do the advertising, or what are the objectives of advertising. The first one is sales objectives. Now what do you mean by this sales objectives? Here in the sales objectives, they make sure that advertising will help to achieve the sales objectives by in the form of to capture a specific share in the market. Okay, so what are the sales objectives? To capture a specific share in the market, to attain a specific amount of sales value, that is to increase the sales revenue, targeted sales revenue, and to create as well as retain the demand for the goods and services. So these are the sales objectives of advertising, that is to capture the share, particular share of market, to attain the specific amount of sales value, and to create as well as retain the demand for goods and services. These are the sales objectives of advertising. Second objective of advertising is communication objectives. As we know that advertising is a communication process, okay, and hence the communication objective includes informative objectives, persuasive objectives and reminder objectives. Now what is informative objectives? Here informative objective includes to introduce a new product in the market, to inform about the uses of that product whichever you have introduced in the market, and if you have taken the decision to give a special gift, or if there is any promotional schemes, then to announce the special gifts or the sales promotion schemes to the customers, to remove wrong impressions about the company and its products in the market, then to inform a special service facilities or concessions to the customers. So basically in informative objectives, they inform about the products, about the special features, about the concessions, about the any schemes if the company has sponsored. So informing about the decisions regarding the products and services is called as what? Informative objectives. Okay. The next one is persuasive objectives. Persuasive objectives include to create the brand preferences and to change the customer's perception about the goods and services, and making sure that those customers will get influence about the goods and services of a company, to induce a person to act quickly by which they salesman, that is to induce the salesman by which they can attract more customers, and that will lead to increase the sales of a company. So these are the persuasive objectives. The next one is reminder objectives. Okay. Now here we know that why we need to remind the public, because people's memory power is short. Okay, so public has very short memory, and that is the reason they may forget the message, and that is why our advertiser, marketer has to make sure that they will remind about the products and services to the customers, by which they can purchase the goods and service repeatedly. Okay, so here in reminding objectives, the objective is that to make the customers to purchase frequently the goods and services about of the company, to remind the people about place of availability of the goods and services, to remind about improvement in the quality. If the company has made any improvement in the quality, then they have to remind about the same improvement to the customers. So basically in reminder objectives, as I said, people will have the short memory, so they have to keep remind about the products and services by which they can make the frequent decisions regarding purchasing of goods and services. We have to remind about the place of availability services. If you have made any improvement in the quality of the product, that also we need to remind to the customers. Okay, so these are the 3 important communication objectives. Okay, if the company has proper communication objectives, then that will help to achieve the sales objectives of the advertising. The next one is features of advertising. The first feature of the advertising is it is a non-personal form of communication. Okay, so in advertising we will be communicating to the customers, but this communication will be a non-personal communication. It is a paid by the sponsor, that is advertising is a paid form, and that is paid by the sponsor, and it is a process of influencing the customers. Okay, so advertising is what? Advertising is a process of influencing the customers, by which once they get influence about the they can purchase the goods and services. So these are the few important features of advertising. Then what are the benefits or arguments in favor of advertising? The first one is advertising stimulates the demand of the products and services, production, employment, income, leading to rising purchasing power and better living standards of the customers. Okay. The second benefit, advertising facilitates mass production and mass distribution. Here mass communication happens, the message will be passed with in the form of mass communication, and that will reach to the mass public, and it will that will helps to increase the sales of the organization, and increasing sales of the organization leads to mass production and mass distribution of goods and services. The next benefit of the advertising is to promote acceptance of new innovations. Next, informative advertising gives consumers relevant and adequate information about all products and exercise their right to choose an intelligent manner. The next one, it builds up brand preferences and brand loyalty, and therefore greater emphasis is on brand quality. Advertising is a educative value as it teaches new ways of life, and it increases the sales volume of the company. Okay, so these are the few benefits or the advantages of the advertising. The next one, drawbacks or arguments against advertising. The first one, it increases the prices of goods and services. It can be considered as wasteful expenditure, and advertising enables the creation of monopoly by preventing entry of small firms. As we know that for advertising, the firm has to invest huge amount of capital, and it is not possible for the small business firm. Okay, that can be done by the large scale organization. So when they spend the huge amount of money on the advertisement, the communication will happen in a proper direction, and there will be increase of the sales of that particular company, company, and it will prevent the entry of small entrepreneurs in the market. Okay, and this will create a monopoly in the market, and which is very bad for the customers as well as for the competitors, because once the firm become monopoly in the market, they start charging the high price for their goods and services. The next drawback of the advertising is some advertising is fraudulent, misleading or deceptive. And if there are fraudulent advertisement or misleading advertising, then it makes one to buy the products, and they do not want that product to buy at particular prices which they cannot pay. Okay, so this is the one important drawback of the advertisement. It is less flexible than the other methods of promotion mix. It is one-sided form of communication. As I said, it is a one-way communication, and that is from the seller. So no interaction happens between the seller and customers. So company cannot ensure that advertisement has reached their target audience. Even though they spend huge amount of money on advertisement, but they cannot ensure that this advertisement has reached their target audience. The next drawback is it is used to mislead the customers by giving falsy information, and it creates monopolistic tendencies, especially for branded products. So these are the drawbacks or the arguments against the advertising. I hope you understood what is advertising, what are the features of advertising, and what are the objectives of advertising. The next element is salesmanship or personal selling. Now first let us understand who is salesman. Salesman is the one who practices the profession of selling. Okay? The one who practices the profession of selling is called as salesman. And it is a practice of investigating and satisfying the customer needs through a process that is efficient, fair, sincere and mutually beneficial and aimed at long-term productive relationship is called as what? Salesman. Okay. Now what is personal selling and salesmanship? Personal selling or salesmanship refers to oral presentation in conversation by sales or representative with one or more prospective customers for the purpose of making the sales is called as what? Salesmanship or personal selling. Okay, so it is a oral presentation in the form of conversation with one or more prospective customers for the purpose of making the sales is called as salesmanship. According to American Marketing Association, the process of inducing and assisting a prospective buyer to buy a commodity or service or to act favorable upon an idea that has commercial significance to the seller is called as what? Salesmanship or personal selling. Okay. The features of personal selling are: it is a persuasion. It has aim of winning the buyer's confidence. The way of communication, the conversation between the salesman and the prospective customer should be in a such a way that there has to be a confidence on the buyer side to purchase that particular product. Here the aims at mutual benefits. Personal selling personal selling is an education process. That is, here the salesman will be educating the customer about the goods and services, what is the product, what features are there, how you have to use that product, what are the advantages or benefits you will get if you purchase that product. So all this information he gives to the customer. So basically it is an education process, and it is a creative process. Okay, so personal selling is a skill. So everybody cannot influence on the customer. So it requires special skills, special act. Then only you can influence on the customer. So it is a creative process of winning the confidence of the customers. Personal selling is a problem solving approach. So here we know that marketing is all about what? Solving the customer's problem by understanding their needs and demands and making sure that the goods will available in the market which can solve their problem. Okay, so that is why personal selling is a problem solving approach. So these are the features of personal selling. The types of personal salesmanship are industrial salesmanship. Second one is merchant salesmanship. In merchant salesmanship, again we have subclassification. First one is specialty salesman. Second one, missionary salesman. Third one, creative salesman. And the fourth one is detail salesman. The third main type of salesmanship is consumer salesmanship. In that we have indoor salesmanship and outdoor salesmanship. Okay, so these are the types of salesmanship. Now what are the advantages of personal selling? The first one is a salesman can pinpoint prospect. Okay, that is what the product is providing to the customer, they can to the customer, that can be pinpointed by the salesman. It assures attention and interest of the prospect, that is customers. They can assure the interest and attention of the customer. Adjust sales presentation to meet the expectations of buyers. So you can make the adjustment as per the convenience of the customers. So you cannot follow the same procedure of having the conversation with the customers. Depending upon the expectations of the buyer, you can make the adjustment in sales presentation. Personal selling is a two-way communication. Okay, so whenever the customer has any doubt, so that doubt can be solved or solved by the salesman. So it is a two-way communication, and that will help the company to clarify all the doubts and to provide a proper information to the customers. Next, it is easily sales can take place. Okay, so when the communication conversation happens between the salesman and the customers, so that will help to make the sales at a easy level. That is, sales can be happen at easily, because here the salesman will be directly communicating, directly influencing the customer. It is a powerful mean of convincing the customers. Salesmanship or personal selling is a powerful mean of convincing the people, as there is a two-way communication. So these are the advantages of personal selling. The next one is disadvantages. What are the disadvantages the personal selling has? First disadvantage is it is highly costly, because you cannot have the conversation with more than one or two customers at the same time. If you want to draw the attention, if you want to have an influence on the customer, you have to have a one-to-one communication, and for that it required more number of salesmen, and that will lead to increase the cost of the company. So it is high cost. Good and competent salesmen are scarce. Okay, there are very less number of competent salesmen are available in the market, so that will be one of the disadvantages of personal selling. So these are the few differences between advertising and salesmen. So you can read it out, you will understand. Next one is sales promotion. Third element of the promotion mix is sales promotion. Now what is sales promotion? Sales promotion refers to any activity or material used as a direct inducement to purchase is called as sales promotion. Okay, according to American Marketing Association, those marketing activities other than personal selling, advertising and publicity that stimulate consumer purchasing and dealer effectiveness, such as display, shows, exhibitions, demos and other non-recurrent efforts not in the ordinary routine, is called as sales promotion. Okay, the objectives of sales promotion are to introduce new product in the market, to attract the new customers, to provide new incentives to the users, to reduce the seasonal fluctuation. As we know, for some goods there will be a seasonal demand, so the sales promotion helps to reduce the seasonal fluctuation, Then counter attack the competitors will be possible with the help of sales promotion. It simplifies the task of selling the goods and services, and it induces the middlemen. Okay, so these are the objectives of sales promotion. There are different tools are available in sales promotion. The first one is for the customers, like what are the tools are available for the customers. First one is samples. Here free samples will be given to the customers, and these free samples, they induce the trial of a new product, and this has happened especially in the case of FMCG products. Okay, it is expensive but powerful tool. Okay, for example, Knorr soupy noodle free with Knorr tomato soup. So when you give any sample to the customers, so customer will make use of that sample, and they may get influenced by using that sample. So you can use one tool to influence on the customer as samples. Next one, coupons. It is a certificate that entitles the customer to a specific savings on the purchase of specific product. It is issued through the inside the package by by mail or or door to door. So here accepted as a cash by retailer, but sometimes retailers are reluctant to accept the coupons due to fear of reimbursement from the company. Okay, so here coupon will be given to the customers, but most of the time what happens, retailers, they will not accept the coupons from the customers because they are not sure whether the company may reimburse or no about that coupon or the discount which is given to the customers from their hand. The next one is bonus offers or the premium. They are the actual products or services offered as an incentives to buy the other product. The another product free or at a less price. Okay, so if you purchase one product, the other product will be given free. So that is called as bonus offers or bonus premium. For example, bucket free with the Surf 5 kg pack. Okay, if you purchase the 5 kgs pack of Surf Excel, you will get a bucket free. Okay, so if you purchase a coffee, the coffee mug will be free. So if you purchase the tea powder, the tea mug will be free. So in this way, company uses so many sales promotion tactics to attract the customers. The next one is price off. So here the reduction in the price per pack or multiple packs at a discount. Here they cut down the price of the product. For example, if you purchase the 3 Dove bars packed together at a reduced price. So if you purchase one Dove bar, the price will be different, and at a time if you purchase 3 Dove soaps, the price of that packet will be different. So that is called, if you purchase more, the price of the product will get reduced. That is called as price off. The next one is money refund offers. Here in this tactics, manufacturer will refund the price of the product if customer is not satisfied. Okay, now this happens with online shopping. You order the product, you see the product, you use the product, and if you are not satisfied, you can return that product. Okay, this happens, it may be, suppose if the size is not accurate, if the design is not as per the expectation, then you have an option to return that product. Okay, and this happens mainly in case of online shopping. Next one, contest or sweepstakes or games. Here consumers feels in the form of which may have some word game, puzzles, quotation, writing, and sends it to the company. And the best entry or the lottery method with the help of lottery method, the winner will be declared in this contest. The next one is demonstration. Here generally demonstration is done for the new product. Okay, here so demonstration of the product are staged at the exhibition and at fairs. So how we to use that product? So they give the demonstration in the exhibitions or at fairs. Next one, early order discount. Okay, if you place an order before a particular cut-off date, you will get a discount. So all these are the sales promotion tactics or the sales promotion tools the marketer can use to make the product increase the sales or revenue of the organization. Okay. What are the advantages of sales promotion? The first one is it enhances the volume of sales, which increases the production and reduces the cost. Okay, so when there will be increase in the sales, then there has to be increase in the production, and when you do the mass production, there will be reduction in the cost, and when the production cost reduces, the product price also will get reduced, and the product will be available to the customer at a lesser price. So this is one of the advantage of the sales promotion. Next one, it stimulates positive attitude towards the product. Okay, it creates or it stimulates positive attitude towards the product of the company. Sales promotion is supplements to the efforts of personal selling and advertisement, and it gives quick result to the marketer. But it has got some limitations. The first one is sales promotion has very short life. You cannot find giving samples by the company all over for more than 1 week, or you cannot find the company giving samples for a longer period of time. Okay, it will be only for a short period of time. So once they reach a maximum number of customers, they stop that tools. Okay, so all sales promotion tools has very short life, and they can be used as only supplementary methods. As I said, you cannot use those tools for a longer period of time. So sales promotion can be used as supplementary methods. Here people will have a negative feeling that sales promotion activities are intended to sales an inadequate product. Okay, so someone is giving free, we have an assumption that there is a fault in the product, or they wanted to sell the product which is not at good quality. So this negative feeling the customers has about the sales activities. Sometimes discounts and offers provided by the company might be adjusted with the MRP. Okay, so what happens, suppose if the MRP is of 300, so when they come up with the discounting tools, they try to change the MRP. So instead of 300, they make it of 400, and they give the 100 or 150 as a discount. Okay, so which is like loss to the customers, and it will be a negative impact on the customers about the product if they change the MRP of the product, and this happens when the company use the discount and offers. So these are the few disadvantages of the sales promotion. The next element of the promotion mix is public relations. Public relations is the another tool of promotional mix designed to improve, maintain or project a company or product image. Okay, so public relations is a two-way communication between the organization and the target groups, that is published, to establish understanding based on the truth, knowledge and complete information. Here the publics of public relation includes the customers, shareholders, employees, trade and media, etc. Okay, so all these are the public include in the public relations, where the company has to maintain a good relationship with these publics. Public relations involves number of activities like press relations, publicity, corporate communication, lobbying, liaising with the influential groups, etc. It is not paid for by the organization. It is the process of building goodwill about the company and securing favorable public image about the company in the market, and publicity comes from the news reporters, communists and journalists. Okay, and the last element is the publicity. Publicity means spreading the news, views and messages through the word of mouth among the people about the company and its product by unidentified sponsors without any payment, and it is done through the experts, satisfied customers, dealers and others. So publicity about the product happens if the customers are happy, if they are delighted, they speaks about good thing, they speaks good thing about your product in the public. Okay, so in this way your publicity may increase in the market. So all these are the important elements of the sale promotion or promotion mix which help the organization to increase or to maximize the sales and to maximize the sales revenue. Okay, I hope you understood all the elements of the marketing mix. Here I conclude the third unit of modern marketing management. In the next class, we are going to begin the fourth unit of modern marketing management. Okay, that is recent trends in the marketing. Thank you.